Morning, gentlemen. How's it going? Another beautiful Tuesday afternoon, morning recap. It's supposed to be getting 12 inches of snow today, from what I hear. And yeah, so just sitting here getting ready to do the week. What is this? Week 6? Week 6 recap for the League 9 we got this year. Another fun week in the books. A little less COVID we had to deal with, but yeah, it's all good. So let's dive into this. Let me turn off my bangers here. Hold on, sorry about that. Probably a little distracting. Can't hear your favorite commish talking. But yeah, let's dive right into it. Let's get after. We had I would say a below average week as far as scoring. We had one guy break 130 significantly, but otherwise we had, or no, excuse me, two people break 130. But yeah, we had a lot of subpar scores this week. So a lot of close matchups, a lot of people just not doing their thing. But, you know, it's COVID. We kind of expect the unexpected. So let's dive into it. And let's get this out of the way, too. Actually, no, hold on. That's the next matchup. Sorry, jumping ahead of myself. First matchup we have is Nate and Corey. Let's see what we got here. All right, Nate takes the victory, a dominating victory, 114-97, a big old 17-point win for Nate. Nate is up to 5-1, and in second place, Corey down to 3-3, and in sixth place, he would be the last team in playoffs if they started today, which they don't. Let's take a look at the matchups here. We have Nate's team, Mr. Irrelevant for him. Lamar Jackson got him 28 points. Will Fuller got him 24 points. And usually I use the 20-point marker as the worthy of talking about or not. And Nate didn't have anybody else that broke 20 points. So nobody else on his team worth talking about. He sat James Conner, who he could have started, but he didn't need to. I mean, no point and starting guys that are going to get you more points than you need. You only needed 98 points to win, or Nate. So good on you for sitting them. Corey, let's see. Corey had George Kittle. George Kittle got him 24 points, which is good. He sat Kenyon Drake from last night. Corey, I literally, this is the first time I saw that you had Kenyon Drake. I probably saw it at some other point, but I look at your team and I just kind of gloss over. I really don't care about your team because it's so dog shit. But we all of us would have appreciated if Nate would have lost on that last 65-yard run or whatever the fuck he had. That would have been reminiscent. I don't know if you all remember this, but Nate one time lost the championship on the last fucking play of the game because his opponent's defense had a pick six. I don't know if you guys remember that. Mike, you probably don't remember that. Well, you probably heard about it because I think everybody in the greater Tri-County area heard about it. But if we could have replicated that in a regular season game and had Corey beat him and give him a second loss, it would have been fucking amazing. So, Corey, you suck. Way to blow it. But whatever. We don't expect much out of you. Nate 5-1 in second place. Corey, like I said, 3-3 and in sixth place. Next matchup, and the thing that I was going to get to is I thought Corey had the weekly low score this week, but he did not. Mitch had the weekly low score. And who did he face? Of course, Buzzer. Brandon is up to 4-2 and in third place. Mitch, an unprecedented 0-6. I'd have to look back, but I don't know if we've ever had anybody start 0-6 before. And, you know, if you look at it, actually, hold on, let me back out here. I want to look at this. I mean, I'm sorry, Mitch, I don't mean to pile on. You're already basically out of everything, but you have to have had scored the fewest. Yeah, nope. Well, okay, you have scored the fewest points, 15 less than Don, so I won't say you significantly underscored everybody else. But yeah, your team is just having a tough year. And you got Patty Mahomes, and you drafted, what's-his-face with the 10th pick. And, you know, I feel bad for you. Boys, what do I always say when you when you beat the weekly low score? Yep, I heard you say it. You know what I'm going to say. I don't need to say it. Cam Newton for Brandon, 21 points. Would have been nice if I would known he was off fucking IR so I could have started him in my guillotine league this year and not had to sweat it out to the last minute. But I won in there anyways. Or I didn't get last, so I mean that is a win. If you ain't first, you're last. Or if you aren't last, you're first. Actually, I think that should be the new saying for guillotine. If you ain't last, you're first. Anyways, Cam Newton, 20 points for Brandon's team. That was basically it. Mitch, Patty Mahomes got him 21 points. That was basically it as well. He had Claypool in his flex got him 18 points. But yeah, I mean, pretty, as all these matchups are, pretty subpar weeks. Brandon 4-2 and in third place. Mitch 0-6. I don't need to tell you what place he's in. The next matchup we have, Next matchup we have between, speaking of people that are in, like, close to the last place, Mike and Don. And Mike, I mean, Mike. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're all glad you're in the league. We're all glad that you were able to step up and take Dennis's place. But just because you took Dennis's team does not mean you have to perform like Dennis. You are 1-5 and in 9th place. And you've scored not that many more points than Mitch, who hasn't got a single win. So, yeah, 1-5 and in 9th place, lost to Don, up to his second win of the year, 2-4, 8th place, 129 to 112. Let's take a look at the matchup. Mike had Kyler Murray do well for him last night, 29 points. He had Travis Kelce get him 21.5 points. Pittsburgh's defense got him 21 points, not bad. Had some guys on his bench that probably wouldn't have factored in all that much into his, to help him win. Don, on the other hand, had Matty Ryan go off against the Queens for 32 points. He had Julio Jones go off against the Queens for 34 points. Something called, I think it's Brad Hand. I think the pitcher, now he's a safety or something. It kind of looks like it because that guy fucking sucked. He was covering Julio, and so of course Julio feasted. Dallas's defense got him negative 3 points, so that's not good. Yeah, I mean, so again, couple good scores for these guys, but as is the case with most of these matchups, most of them sucked. Most of their players sucked. So these guys are both out of playoffs right now if they started today. They don't. Next matchup, and the talking point of the week. Just barely missed the matchup of the week. I tell you what, it was a close one, but we'll get to the matchup of the week here in a second. Perk finally gets his first loss, and guess what? Guess who gave it to him? Matt. He lost to Matt. That's even worse than whoever gives Mitch his first win. That's going to be not as embarrassing as losing your perfect streak to Matt. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. Well, I mean, but here's the thing. Actually, I shouldn't give Matt shit because he drafted Justin Jefferson and he's held on to him this whole entire time. It is going to be able to keep him next year for a, what round did he draft him in? 12, 13, 14. So he'll be able to keep him for like a pick in the teens. Like, good for you, Matt. Like, good thing you didn't drop him and then go and pick him back up and waste your fab money and you have to keep him for a 5th rounder. That would have been embarrassing if you'd done that. Matt 5-1, still in first place though. Matt 3-3 and in 5th place, 156 to 137. Let's take a look at the matchup here. D Swift, is that, what's his name? DeAndre Swift. Perk, you have some fucking second tier. How many running backs are on Detroit? 4? 7? And you started one of them. And now I know Perk's going to say, oh yeah, elite manager started the right one. When you're starting one of Detroit's 14 running backs and you're in first place, like, what does that say about us as a league? And what does that say about you as a manager? I mean, it's just embarrassing is what it really is. But, fuck. He has Young Ho Koo on his team, 20 points. I drafted that fucking chink bastard. God damn it. Whatever. Perk's team sucks. Enjoy my leftovers. I didn't want them anyways. Matt, 40 points out of Justin Jefferson. Gotta love that garbage time. 40 points out of Derrick Henry. Yeah, he's looking like the number one, could be number one back this year. Amari Cooper got him 21 points last night. 156 points. That's going to win you most weeks. So, yeah, congrats to Matt. Sucks to be you, Perk, but slippery slope, I say, as Foghorn Leghorn would once say, done. I don't know. I'm just fucking rambling. Sorry. Matchup of the week. Everyone's favorite portion of the recap. Nick and me. And I took all the Ds. I will handle all the Ds. Nick could not provide me with enough D that just, choked me out or anything. It's all, I was almost laughable how little D Nick had to offer me. I can't think of any more jokes, sorry. I beat Nick 111 to 101. I mean, and if I'm being honest, it was actually a shitty matchup, as all these were. Of course, Clyde Edwards-Helaire came out of the woodwork for me finally at yesterday afternoon's game. So he's finally doing something for me, which is good. We kind of had to have a talk. And now he's pulling through for me, which I appreciate. So thank you, CEH. I also had AJ Brown finally do something for me. My keeper, 23 points. My kicker, who should be Young Ho Koo, instead it's Jake Elliott, got me -1 points. Fuck. Well, he missed a 50-yarder. Like, that's not fair. Yeah, looking at Jonnu Smith, yeah, he didn't beat any of my other tight end, or he didn't beat, good thing I sat Mike Gesky. He didn't get a fucking target. Anyways, I mean, nobody saw the Jonnu Smith thing happening. Elite management by my part. You know, I'm up to 3-3. I'm in 7th place. First team out of playoffs, but doesn't really matter because I'm going to win the whole thing. So, Nick's players did some stuff. Brandon Cooks got him 22 points. Brandon Cooks, that's pretty bad when Brandon Cooks is your number one scorer. But also, Aaron Rodgers got beat up by Tampa Bay. Devonta Adams, conversely, didn't he get sat too? I don't remember. Brandon Cooks finally did something. So, whatever. Yeah, so that's the recap. We're going on a little bit of a long video here. So the only other thing that I was going to say is I finally started doing magic numbers. And I believe we have Perk and Nate are both tied at 5-1. I think their magic numbers are 6. So what magic number is the combination of your team's wins and the guy who's in 7th place, me, losses, which I have 3. So basically, you need to get, the quickest way for you to get there would be in 3 weeks, have 3 straight wins and have the guy who's in 7th place, a total of 6 losses. Luckily, that will not be me in 7th place, and you'll have to worry about somebody else getting those losses. So anyways, have a good one, guys. Enjoy your 12 inches of snow, and we'll see you next week.